Greetings and salutations, and welcome back once again to the Jena Campaign. I'm your host as always. Now, where we left off, we had some situations still ongoing, but for the most part, despite the disaster of day one, we still have a few tricks up our sleeve. So, without further ado, let's see what my opponent has done for this turn. I'm going to go into the 3D because I can. I like it. It really does. While it could always be prettier, it does give me a sense of what the ground is like in places. So, for example, here I can see there's, well, the woods, the fields with a little orchard there. And then it rises up gently to that village. Alright, some dragoons and some guns have moved forward. Some chasseurs move forward. He's got those hussar, dragoons, hussar, dragoons. I mean, I could charge there, and I would probably win, but it wouldn't be worth it in the slightest. Alrighty. He's calling in his skirmishers. And it looks like he's preparing to start pursuing. Which is fine by me. Crossing the stream again. Probably a divisional corps officer. Some hussar. The howitzers. Oof, this is gonna hurt. Oh. Alright. Plinking at the Saxons. The situation is not exactly pretty. I'm gonna probably lose these two squadrons. And there's not much I'm going to be able to do about it. Yeah, there's no juicy targets, unfortunately. So yeah, they are probably gone, because they're now just trapped and surrounded, as I suspected they would be, but it may... their sacrifice may buy me just enough time to escape. So, they are both isolated. The 8th and 7th Squadrons rout. 11 units undisorder out of 40. 4 units out of 7 rally. 2 units recover fatigue. 2 units routed. No one resupplied already. So if we go down here, yeah, they're trapped, and they physically can't go anywhere. So there's no two-way, which is, again, very, very unfortunate, but not at all surprising. Get the wagons out of the way, please and thank you. Right, you still can't get out of the way, unfortunately, so they're going to get captured. No two ways about that. Get the field artillery battery moved back. Where is... there it is. There's the other half of that battalion, so they will group together. There's the 2nd muffling. And then the Hansen Kessels. Oof. And then the Prince Clemens. Bellavacqua will fall back. Trinket those boys up there for me. You're not going to do anything, but it's helpful. Alrighty, Prince Louis, you're going to fall back again yourself. As I start to look to regroup these poor troops of mine that were just scattered all over the place. Now, these boys are going to set up facing... these 2 squadrons... go up there. And then these Jaegers... I'll place them there to clink on them. And basically look to take up a position where I can somewhat threaten their sides. Now, as for these Hussar, I could charge him with the Saxon Hussar, but I don't think I'm gonna do so. I'd rather have these boys sit in a position where they are very much going to be a very big threat to any advance that he makes. And then, as for Rosendorf and the Württemberg Hussar, these boys, blink at them, please and thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna lose them, those two squadrons, unfortunately. No two ways about that. Let's do the guns. We got you. Not going to achieve much, but the threat of it might do something. All right. There's them. I think that will do nicely. We've got the threat of the cavalry very much in position. Now, let's bring Blucher and his hussars up to Blankenheim. Bring up the horse gun, the Scholema horse guns, and followed by the Erwing Dragoons, and then Oswald with the infantry of the advance guard, plus the regimental guns, and then Wartensleben will move up. The Duke of Brunswick is going to come down this bit of the road just to try and get out in front. And then Schmettau can continue onwards as well, ever so slightly, as I try and reconstitute at least a workable column here. And then the wagon of the advance guard will get there. So, the situation here, as bad as it is in some regards, I'm not in a situation of all is lost, panic, panic, throw up my arms. It's bad, but it's not that bad yet. Actually, I am going to keep you facing that way. Let him see those hussars taking up position to charge if he goes forward into that gap. Oh, no, I've just realised something. I've got to turn those boys. No damn choice on the matter there. Otherwise, I'm going to get hit in the flank by those hussar. I've got to turn. No two arguments about that. If I don't turn, I get hit in the flank with a cavalry charge, and that is not going to be conducive to my men's health. So, these boys will turn about just so they don't get shot or charged in the butt. At least not without the enemy being potentially countercharged by all my hussar. The next part we'll do we'll move, continue to move, Is that the road? No, it's not. But it's a good road, so... or at least a decent road. Certainly better than some roads. And then the Prince of Orange and his division will get onto this road to come down here to eventually arrive in place. And then Rochelle, again, is going to pretty much be a reserve for me, because his force is just... it's not exactly useful. Doesn't really have enough infantry. Has some cavalry, it has guns and everything. It's just too small to be really effective. I mean, where is Rochelle? Rochelle... what's he got? 8,000 men. Most of it cavalry. The king continues this way with his staff. If I can defeat Marshal Lannes here in this little brouhaha we've got going on, I think Brunswick will then retire to the northwest, northeast rather, and start to retire towards well, the historical battlefield of Jena. Maybe towards Camberg, and place myself at Camberg to, well, one, block the routes to Leipzig, and also block the routes to Halle as well. Block the route to Naumburg, and Apolder and Auerstadt, and so on. As for Jena itself, it's just like, whatever. We're going to leave these pontooners about. On the opposite bank of the river, however. And then we will throw... where does this road lead? In a roundabout way, it leads to here. In a very roundabout way, it would lead to Lutzen, which also leads to here. So, by bringing Kalkoif this way as well, further south, he can sort of threaten Lannes' flank if necessary, but he also is doing a secondary job of blocking the road to Jena. He'll be blocking the road to Jena as a secondary job, which is fair enough. Placed a division up here, perhaps. It's not exactly brilliant, but it will do. maybe let's get these hussars moving. This battalion will stay there and face the opposite direction as we get von Muffling moving. Shimoski, you get continue onwards. Move. You're somewhat stuck there, unfortunately. My dinky little the Grenadiers will come round here, I think. We got those 4-4-pounders sitting there. He is set to charge, potentially. Holzendorf. We'll take these boys. What can they see? Not a lot. He can see... Well, let's see what's seen. Pull back. About face. And then Holzendorf will go over there to try and reorganise them. And then these dinky little skirmishers are going to sort of try and stay where they are to just say, if you want to come through, by all means come through, but you're going to get plinked at for in the process. As a punishment. There's Muffling. Muffling. Hohenlohe. Okay, Hohenlohe's lost range on him, so we'll have to fix that. 2 12-pounders, another 12-pounder. Newman Shell. Low. Zeigfit. Let's see, what else? Get them out of the way. And then we get the skirmishers to move up and rejoin, well, their battalion. skirmishers, some guns, and then these Jaegers are the final boys to provide the rear guard. Right, next couple of turns, the Ansbach Hussar and what's left of the Prince Clement Light Dragoons will be able to somewhat put up a fight. The question is, a fight to do what? The Grossman Horse Artillery will limber up and move. These boys will move. Get moving. The howitzers will unlimber. Let's get these boys moved that way. And with that, these boys continue that way, and I'll split off 49 of the Prince Albrechts to go that way as well. And then these boys, or what's left of them, are just stuck here. They are trapped. I can't get them out. At least not easily. They'll try and escape, but to do that, I'm going to have to probably do an action to try and rescue them. I'd probably have to engage the French cavalry over here to try and get them out, which is risky, to say the least, especially with all the disaster that's been happening. Still, could be worse. Could be a hell of a lot worse, to be fair. And then these boys will continue to retire this way. Hohenlohe. As for Hohenlohe, he can't really go anywhere spectacular to try and help. So yeah, Hohenlohe's wing of the army is pretty schmacked. But I do at least still have a few tricks. Especially when he will bump into this chunk of Hohenlohe's army that I preemptively withdrew earlier in the day. For example, say his battalion pops up here, instant blast in the face from 8 12-pounders. Potentially another 8 back there as well. And then he'll have to somewhat come forward. He'll have to head forward or swing round to Tauendorf and go round. So hopefully they will be able to, with the help of the cavalry, delay him long enough. Still, I'm not entirely unhappy with... Am I unhappy? No. Somewhat, but not entirely unhappy. Could things be a hell of a lot worse? Oh, yes. Things could be a hell of a lot worse. You will turn that way. Still, I don't think he's going to approve of the arrival of Blucher. But I'm not actually going to reveal Blucher today. I will look to keep Blucher out of visual range of the battle. For two reasons. One, it allows the rest of the advance guard and Wartensleben to close up. Which also allows Brunswick to move up along with Schmettau. And between them, that is a hell of a lot of heavy cavalry that I can make use of. I mean, easily, well, take here, for example, under Quinslow. 1,000, that's 2,000 heavy cavalry. And very, very good cavalrymen. And then you've got under Schmettau, again, another... Under Bunting, you've got easily another 2,000 good heavy cavalry. And then you've got under Irwin another, can you guess it? 2,000 good heavy cavalry in the form of these dragoons. And then between them, there's easily a good 10 to 12,000 infantry. So, and then by adding the slowly advancing Prince of Orange to the mix, yeah, I think I stand a good chance of giving La a bloody nose and all pay back all the pain that he's inflicted on him. As I'm about to lose another good couple of hundred horsemen. So, what have I lost? Ugh, those losses. What's that? Almost 7,025 guns. Still, the removal of an entire French corps from the battle would certainly help things. And more than make up for the beating Hohenlohe has received today. So, we shall see, however, what else might be of interest. So, for now, let's push onwards. could melee his skirmishers, but not going to because I'm not likely to win that. Attempt to dislodge those skirmishers there. And fail. Still, I'm not entirely opposed. So for now, next turn I could send Rosendorf further round and look to try and just outflank him and roll up his entire line. That would somewhat relieve the pressure, but it would also be fairly easy to counter by just going square, square, square. 3 squares and I'm pretty much not doing anything. So for now, I'm still content. So let us push onwards to the next turn. So I thank you all once again for tuning in. I hope you continue to enjoy the series. Before I forget, when is dusk? Dusk is at 6 o'clock. So we have about an hour and 10 minutes before dusk. So, a while yet. And then it will start to get dark fairly quickly, given that it's October. So, October time should be getting dark about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Give or take an hour or so. Well, not an hour, but give or take an hour, say 30 minutes. So for now, then, I'm still content. So, I hope you have enjoyed, as always. Remember to hit me with that thumbs up or leave me a comment, or if you really enjoyed it, subscribe and let me know what I could be doing better, what I'm doing bad, etc, etc, etc. Because when in doubt, there's always things that can be improved. For example, when I took my position here at Oberpolnitz earlier, I thought it was a fairly strong position, but it was actually a bit of a poison chalice because of these roads and these just huge plobs of wood. So, looks as a strong position because it's fairly narrow and we're on the main road. But in reality, not so much. If I was to do that again and take a different position, I would have probably continued retiring until I reached here. Then I would have fought. Because for one, I have this bit of high ground. I've got the village here to chuck skirmishers in, and same with the orchard here. But also, I've got more than one route to escape. Well, sort of. And there would be no easy, quote, flanking opportunities for him, not without long detours. So, the only other place would have been naturally to retire all the way up here to Trotz and fight at Trotz, but I didn't really wish to do that because, for one, it would allow him to concentrate way too much on just Ho and Low. I wanted to delay him at least some time until I could get some idea of where he was going. Still, before I continue to ramble on, it's been a very interesting game so far, but it's certainly not over yet. We still got just a few turns. Given that we're only on turn 62 of 524, so we got a while yet. Still, I thank you all once again, and I will see you all very soon. So until then, bye bye for now.